I am a princess.
I am a prince.
Mom says I'm an angel sent down from the sky. My daddy says I'm a special little soldier. No one is as handsome, strong as me. It's true he indulges my tendency to bold, but I'm his little soldier, up to for free. My mummy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day Dot chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no cure for a miracle like me. My daddy says I'm a special little soldier. No one is as bold or tough as me. As my daddy told ya, one day when I'm older, I will be a soldier and put you on your face.
For beauty and brilliance these days. And it seems that there are millions of these, 1 in a million these days. Specialness is de rigueur, above average is average, go figure. Is it some modern miracle of calculus that such frequent miracles don't render each one unmiraculous?
My mummy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day Dot chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no cure for a miracle like me. My mummy says I'm a precious ballerina. She has never seen a richer ballerina. She says if I'm clean I'll have to cut down all the cream, but I'm a ballerina, so give me more game.
Take another picture of our angel from this angle over
She
here.
is plainly more emotionally developed here.
What's it, dear?
Don't put honey on your brother.
Mommy's not for mother.
I think she blinked.
Take another.
Have you seen his school report? He's got a C on his report.
What?
Have to change the schools. The teacher's clearly falling short.
So hilarious. Might she be a little brighter than her class?
Oh yeah, she's definitely advanced.
Take another picture of our angel with a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day Dot chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no cure for a miracle like me. My mummy says I'm a miracle, that I'm as tiny and as shiny as a miracle. You can be all cynical, but isn't true the miracle? There's never been a miracle as miracle as me.
In the biannual International After School Third Ballroom Dancing Championships in Paris. You're getting on a plane, Miss Wormwood. Of course I am. I always compete, Doctor. But this year, I've got a secret weapon, Rodolfo. He's got Italian, you know, very supple, and he has incredible upper body strength. I think we should have a talk. So, what do you think is wrong with me? Do you really have no idea? Wind? Miss Wormwood, I want you to think very carefully about what might be the cause of this. Am I fat? You're pregnant. What? You're going to have a baby. But I've got a baby. I want another one. Isn't this something you can do? You're 9 months pregnant. Antibiotics or? Oh my good lord, what about the biannual International Amateur Salsa Ballroom Dancing Championships? A baby, Miss Wormwood. A child. The most precious gift the natural world can bestow upon us has been handed to you. A life. A person. A brand new person is about to come into your life to bring you love and magic and happiness and wonder. Oh, bloody hell. Every life I bring into this world restores my faith in humankind. Each newborn life, a canvas, yet unpainted, this still unbroken skin, this uncorrupted mind. Every life is
you smoking a cigarette?
What? Oh, course, I'm sorry, Doctor. What am I thinking? This calls for a proper smoke. Oh my word, he's an ugly little thing, isn't he?
This is one of the most beautiful children I have ever seen.
Oh my good lord, where's his thingy?
His what?
His thingy, his doodah, his whatchamacallit. What have you done with his thingy?
Mr. Woman, this child doesn't have a thingy because, well,
What?
it's
A boy with no thingy? Look what you've done, you stupid woman. The boy's got no thingy.
This child's a girl. A beautiful, beautiful little girl.
There's still time for the boy graduates championship amateur sausage and boring dancing.
Competition's finished. You missed it. Listen, I don't suppose we could exchange it for a boy, could we?
This is the worst day of my life. Oh, my undercarriage doesn't feel quite normal. My skin looks just rotting in this fluorescent light, and this gown is nothing like the semi-formal, semi-Spanish gown I should be wearing in the semi-final tonight. I should be dancing Santana, Italiano, not dressed in hospital cotton with an ouchie front bottom, and this miracle, horrible miracle, beautiful miracle I have ever seen.
I can't find his Frank and Beans.
Every life is unbelievable, unbelievable. Some existence almost infinitely small. Most common thing in life is love. And yet every single life, every new life is a miracle.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day don't drop the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no fear for a miracle like me. My mommy says I'm a miracle, that I'm as tiny and as shiny as a miracle. You can be a cynical, but it's a joyous miracle. But that's what a miracle is, miracle is, miracle is.
My mommy says I'm a lousy little worm. My daddy says I'm a bore. My mommy says I'm a jumped up little germ, that kids like me should be against the law. My daddy says I should learn to shut my pie hole. No one likes a smart mount girl like me. Mom says I'm a good case for population control. Dad says I should watch more TV.
Yes, sir. 155 brand new luxury cars, sir. Are they good runners? Well, let's put it this way. You wouldn't beat them in a race. No, sir. Yes, sir. They are good runners, sir. Indeed, sir. So, how much exactly?
Hey!
Hang on.
Look at this, she's reading a book that's not normal for 5-year-olds. I think she might be an idiot.
Listen to this. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom.
Stop scaring your mother with that book, boy.
And she keeps trying to tell me stories, Harry, stories. I mean, I want stories. It's not normal for a guilty old thinking.
I'm gonna call you straight back. Would you please shut up? I'm trying to pull the biggest business deal of my life, and I have to listen to this? It's your fault you spent us into trouble and expected me to get us out. What am I, a flaming escapologist?
Escapologist, he says. What about me then? I've got a whole house to look after. Didn't some microwave themselves, you know. If you're an escapologist, I must be an acrobat to balance that lot. The world's greatest acrobat! Now I'm off to bleach my roots, and I shan't be talking to you for the rest of the evening, you horrid little man.
But I'm going to make us rich.
Rich? How rich?
Very rich. Russian businessman. Very, very stupid. Your genius husband is going to sell him 155 knackered old fingers as brand new luxury cars.
But that's not fair. The cars will break down. What about the Russians?
Fair? Listen to the boy.
I'm a girl.
Fair doesn't get you anywhere, you thick-headed twit brain. All I can say is thank heavens Michael inherited his old man's brains. Asa?
Michael. Well, I shall take your money and you earn it. And I shall spend it. But I shan't enjoy it because of the despicable way you have treated me tonight.
This is your fault for your stupid books and your stupid stories.
Well, but I didn't do anything. That's not right.
Right? I tell you something. You're off to school in a few days' time, and you won't be getting right there. Oh no, I know your headmistress, Agatha Trunchbull, and I've told her all about you and your smarty pants ideas. Great, big, strong, scary woman she is. Used to compete in the Olympics, throwing the hammer. Imagine what you do to a horrible, squeaky little goblin like you.
I'm a girl.
Now get off to bed, you little bookworm.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So they say the subsequent fall was inevitable. They never stood a chance, they were written that way. Innocent victims of their story. Like Romeo and Juliet, 'twas written in the stars before they even met. That's love and fate and a touch of stupidity would rob them of their hope of living happily. The endings are often a little bit gory. I wonder why they didn't just change their story. We're told we have to do what we're told, but surely sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top, you might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it right. Platinum blonde hair dye, extra strong. Keep out of reach of children. Oil of violets hair tonic for men. Yup. In the slip of a bolt, there's a tinier bolt. The seed of a war in the creak of a floorboard. A storm can begin with a flap of a wing. The tiniest might packs the mightiest sting. Every day starts with a tick of a clock. All escapes starts with a click of a lock. If you're stuck in your story and want to get out, you don't have to cry, you don't have to shout. 'Cause if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top, you won't change a thing. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, you might as well be saying you think that it's okay,
My secret. Yes, secret. The secret to my success in business is this. Oil of violets hair tonic for men. Stand back, son, your old man's going to work. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's where it's out, alright. That's the bananas right there. Oh. Let me tell you something, son. A man in business simply cannot fail to be noticed when he looks like this.
Your hair, it's green.
My good Lord, woman, have you started already? It's not even 8:30. My hair's green.
What on earth did you get that for? Why not green hair?
I don't want green hair. I didn't do anything.
Maybe you used some of Mummy's peroxide by accident.
That's exactly what you've done. You stupid.
My hair, my lovely hair. Oh my good Lord, I've got my deal today. The Russians, what am I going to do?
I know what you can do.
What is it? What can I do?
You can pretend you're an elf.
Yes, that's it. I'll pretend I'm a... What are you talking about, you fool? The boys are loony.
Mum, would you like to hear a story?
Don't be disgusting. Come on, create that light reveals or something. The sooner that skill, the better.
Matilda, what a pleasure to see you. Back in the library again, are we?
Yes, I mean, my mum wanted me to stay at home with her. She hates it when I go out. She misses me so much. Dad, too. He loves having me around. But I think it's better for grown-ups to have their own space.
Well, your parents must be so proud to have a girl as clever as you. And you do tell them stories like you do with me. Oh, Matilda, I love your stories. And that's not a hint, by the way, but if you did happen to have a story you want to tell...
Goodbye, Mrs. Phelps. I'll see you next week.
Goodbye, Miss Honey, and good luck with the toll story. Now, Matilda, as I was saying, I can always pull up a chair.
Who was that lady?
That lady? That was Miss Honey. She's going to be your teacher.
That lady is going to be...
Yes, your teacher. Now, are you going to tell me a story or not?
Once upon a time, the two greatest circus performers in the world, an escapologist who could escape from any lock that was ever invented, and an acrobat who was so skilled it seemed as if she could actually fly, fell in love and got married. They performed some of the most incredible feats together anyone has ever seen, and people would come from miles around. Kings, queens, celebrities, and astronauts. And not just to see their skill, but also to see their love for each other, which is so deep that it was said that cats would purr as they passed them and dogs would weep with joy. They moved into a beautiful old house on the edge of town, and in the evenings they would walk and take the air. And each night the children of the town would wait in anticipation, hoping to get a glimpse of the shiny white scarf that the acrobat always wore. For then they knew they only had to cry, "Tricks! Tricks!" And the great performers would instantly oblige with the most spectacular show just for them. But although they loved each other, although they were famous and everyone loved them, they were sad. We have everything the world has to offer, said the wife.
We have everything.
But we do not have the one thing in the world that we want most.
But the one thing.
We do not have a child.
Patience, my love.
Patience, my love, the husband replied. Time is on our side. Even time loves us.
Oh, Matilda.
But time is the one thing that no one is master of, and as time passed, they grew quite old, and still they had no child. At night, they would listen to the silence of their big empty house, and they would imagine how beautiful it would be if it was filled with the sounds of a child playing.
Matilda, this is very sad.
Do you want me to stop?
Don't you dare!
The sadness overwhelmed them and drew them on to perform ever more dangerous feats, as their work became the only escape of the inescapable tragedy of their lives. And so, they prepared themselves to perform the most dangerous feat ever known to man.
It is called
Said the husband, announcing to the world's press, who had gathered to listen with bated breath.
the burning woman, hurling through the air, with dynamite in her hair, over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the straitjacket, and it is the most dangerous feat ever known to man.
What happens next?
I don't know. Yet.
Is it just a little bit more? I mean, just a little bit more. Well, I suppose your mother will be waiting for you. Is she here? I'd love to meet her, actually.
Goodbye, Miss Phelps.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow after your first day of school.
My name is Miss Honey, and today is a very special day. Your first day at school. Now, does anyone know their 2 times tables? Wonderful. Matilda, isn't it? Please stand and recite as much as you can.
1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12. 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 2 is 18. 10 times 2 is 20. 11 times 2 is 22. 12 times 2 is 24.
My word, that is...
13 times 2 is 26. 14 times 2 is 28. 15 times 2 is...
Stop! Good heavens, how far can you go?
I don't know. Quite a long way, I think.
Do you think you could tell me what 2 times 28 is?
56.
56? Well, yes, that's very... How about this? Now, this is much harder, so don't worry if you don't get it. But 2 times 487. If you took your time, do you think
974.
12 sevens?
84.
Okay. Let's leave maths for the time being and look at reading. Now, can anyone read this?
Me!
Very well, Nigel. I think we'd better leave it at that, Nigel. We don't want you to burst a blood vessel on your first day. Lavender?
Is the first word tomato?
No, but tomato is a very good word. Oh, Matilda?
I can now read words.
So, Matilda, you can read words?
Yes, well, you see, I needed to learn to read words so that I could read sentences, because basically a sentence is just a big bunch of words, and if you can't read sentences, then you've got no chance with books.
And have you read the whole book yourself, Matilda?
Oh yes, more than one. I love books. Last week I read quite a few.
A few? In a week? My, that is good. What books did you read?
Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist, Jane Eyre, Peasant of the Evervilles, The Lord of the Ring, Kim, The Invisible Man, The Secret Garden, and The Stig of the Dove.
Knock on the door, Jenny. Just knock on the door. Don't be pathetic. Knock on the door, Jenny. There's nothing to fear. You're being pathetic. It's just a door. You've seen one before. Just knock on the door. Look at you trying to hide, silly. Sitting outside the principal's office like a little girl. It's just pathetic. Oh. Look at you hesitating, hands shaking. You should be embarrassed. You're not a little girl. It's just pathetic. Knock on the door, Jenny. What are you waiting for? Just knock on the door. Perhaps I'll wait. She's probably having a meeting or something. If I want to be interrupted, if anything, caution the situation is a sensible one. Should avoid confrontation where possible. I'll come back later then. But this little girl, this miracle. Knock on the door, Jenny. Just knock on the door. Don't be pathetic.
Enter. Don't just stand there like a wet tissue. Get on with it.
Well, yes, Miss Trunchbull, there's in my class there's a little girl called Matilda Wormwood and
Daughter of Harry Wormwood, owner of Wormwood Motors. Excellent man. Said to watch out for the brat though. Says she's a real war.
No, headmistress, I don't think Matilda's that kind of child at all.
What is the motto of the school, Miss Honey?
Bambinatum est magutum.
Bambinatum est magutum. Children are maggots. In fact, it must have been her who put that stink bomb under my desk this morning. I'll have her for that. Thank you for suggesting.
But I didn't. Miss Trunchbull Matilda Wormwood is a genius.
Nonsense. Did I just tell you that she's a gangster?
She knows her times tables.
So she's learned a few tricks.
But she can read.
Oh, so can I.
I have to tell you, headmistress, that it's in my opinion that this little girl should be placed in the top form with the 11-year-olds.
Excuse me? We can't just place this little girl in the top form with the 11-year-olds. What kind of society would that be? What about rules, Miss Honey? Rules?
I believe that Matilda Wormwood is an exception to the rules.
An exception to the rules. In my school, no. Look at these trophies, see how my trophies gleam in the sunlight, see how they shine. What do you think it took to become English hammer throwing champion? 1969, do you think in that moment when my big moment came that I treated the rules with casual disdain? Well, like hell, as I stepped up to the circle, did I change my plan? What? As I topped up my palms, did I wave my hands? I did not. As I started my spin, did I look at the view? Did I drift off and dream for a minute or two? Do you think I faltered or amended my rotation? Do you think I altered my intended elevation? As the hammer took off, did I change my grunt from the grunt I had practiced for many a month? Not to judge, not to dodge, did I stray from the pot? Not the detail of my throw, was it just an awful forgotten? Not even when the hammer left my hands and sailed high up above the stand. I let myself go. No, 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 no. No. If you want to throw the hammer for your country, you have to stay inside the circle all the time. If you want to make the team, you don't need happiness or self-esteem. You have to put your feet inside the line. Sing, children. 2, 3, 4. If you want to throw the hammer for your country, you have to stay inside the circle all the time. And if you want to teach success, you don't use sympathy or tenderness. You have to force the little squibs to toe the line. Sing, Jenny. Ha, ha, ha! I apply one simple rule to hammer throwing life and school. Life's a ball, so learn to throw it. Find the belly, line and toe it, and always keep your feet inside the line. Now get out!
Well, I must tell you, headmistress, that it isn't my intention to help this little girl, whether you like it or not.
Stupid, nasty, stinking slut. Great big question asking, how dare they speak to me like that? Who the hell do they think they are? Flipping, filthy, nasty, stinking Russians.
But it's having an old rich.
It's the mileage. They took one look at the first car and said that these cars were knackered. I told them, I said, the reason the mileage is so high is a manufacturing mistake.
Is that true?
Of course it's not true.
So you lied?
Of course I lied.
And they didn't believe you?
Of course they didn't believe me. I've got green hair.
I've got hair.
And what's this? Another flaming book? What's wrong with the telly?
She's got no respect for that one. It's all books and stories.
No, it's a lovely book. Honest, you should read it. I'm sure
Lovely?
you...
Here's what I think of your lovely.
No! No, it's from the library. It's a library book.
You show the little brat.
There. Now get out of here, you little bookworm.
Do we have any super glue?
In the cupboard. And while you're at it, why don't you stick your stupid book to your stupid head?
Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top of you, might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right.
I've got my eye on you, boy.
I'm a girl.
Matilda, thanks for your question. Do all those brains give you a headache? I mean, it's gotta hurt or squish up in there.
No, it's fine. I think they just fit.
Right, I better stick around just in case they start squeezing out your ears. We're going to need help. I'm Lavender, and I think it's for the best if we're best friends. Holy May! Someone put a hell can of treacle onto George Bush. Yeah, she sat down, and when she got up, her knees and sleep. Someone tells her I did, but I never. And now she's after me.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
You're done, kid. You're finished. Once Agatha Trunchbull decides you're guilty, you're squished. Julie's Robin was eating licorice all sorts of times. She's picked him up, whirled him around, and threw him out the window.
Don't listen to them. That didn't happen. They're just trying to scare us.
Matilda! They're saying she's going to put me in the chokey.
What's chokey?
They say it's a covenant office that she throws children into. They say she's lined it with nails and spikes and bits of broken glass. If you haven't been good, and it isn't wide enough to sit,
And even if you could,
there are nails on the bottom.
so you wish you stood.
When the hinges scream and the door is closed, you cannot squat, nothing out of your nose. And when you scream, you don't know if the sound came out or if the scream in your head even reached your mouth.
All right, look. When did this all happen?
About 20 minutes ago. But why? She's coming!
You better hide. Quick, blazes.
You superating spleen. Have you seen that maggot known as Nigel?
He's over there, under those coats.
Oh.
Where he's been for the past hour, actually.
What? An hour?
Yes, you see, unfortunately, Nigel suffers from the rare but chronic sleep disorder, narcolepsy. The condition is characterized by the sufferer experiencing bouts of chronic fatigue and falling suddenly asleep, often without knowing at any warning at all. You see, he fell asleep and put him in these coats for safety. Didn't we? Didn't we? He'll probably think he's in bed by the time he wakes up.
Good morning. It's time for school
Amanda Thrift!
Yes, Miss Trunchbull?
What did I tell you about wearing pigtails? I hate pigtails.
But my mummy likes them. She said they make me look pretty.
Well, your mother is a twit!
Yeah, she's coming into land. Here she comes.
You, what's your name?
Matilda Wormwood.
Oh, so you're the Wormwood. I might have known. Well, Wormwood, you've just made a terrible mistake.
Just so you all know, she's my best friend.
Brand new stock, sir. Completely different car, sir. Green hair. Yeah, it was National Green Hair Day. A celebration of all the wonderful green things in the world, like lettuce and snot. Tomorrow at 1? Absolutely, sir. Bye-bye, sir. Toast to you, y'all. Now that is how you do. What the? I'm gonna leave this on. It looks like rain.
Who is it? Oh, yes, it's Miss Honey, Matilda's teacher.
Bit busy right now.
Oh, it will only take a moment.
Okay, if you know.
This is Rodolfo.
Oh, it's nothing like that. He's my dance partner.
We're rehearsing. Ciao.
Parla italiano bene. Ciao Rodolfo, piacere, come stai?
What? Who is this, babe? You know interruptions due to my energy flow.
What is Johnny?
It's Miss Honey. And as you know, Matilda is in the bottom class, and children in the bottom class are really expected to know how to read.
Well,
But
stop her reading that. Lord knows we've tried.
Oh, I'm in the zone, doll. I can feel it in my hips. Do not waste this.
I'm not in favour of girls getting all clabber pants, Miss Hussy. A girl should think about makeup and hair dye. Looks are more important than books. Now look at you. And look at me. You chose books. I chose books.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, babes, I'm on fire here, please.
But Matilda can calculate complicated figures in her head in an instant.
Calculate this.
Her mind is incredible. With a little help from us, she could...
Her mind? Oh, you really don't know anything, do you? Somewhere along the way, my dear, you made an awful error. You ought to blame yourself now, don't I? You seem to think that people like people are clever. Everybody loves a little something exotic.
But learning the language is over the top.
It doesn't really matter if you don't know much.
So long as you just do it with the volume up.
The less you have to sell, the harder you sell it. The less you have to say, the louder you yell it. Double the act, the bigger the confession. The less you have to show, the louder you press it. You gotta get up. You gotta get up and be loud. You gotta be loud. Stick out in the crowd. Are you listening? You gotta be loud. You gotta give yourself your internal shot. Think you're clever, whatever.
Stop being pathetic, Jenny. Just get on your feet, Jenny. You are going to march in there and give them a piece of your mind. Leave it alone, Jenny. The more that you try, the more he'll just look like a fool. This is not your problem. You've not got the spine. You're a teacher. Just go back to school. But this little girl, this miracle, she seems not to know that she's special at all. And what sort of teacher would I be if I let this little girl fall? I can see this little girl needs somebody strong to fight by her side. Instead, she's found me. Pathetic little me. And another door closes. And Jenny's
And so the great day arrived. It was like the entire world had gathered to see the burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the straitjacket. Everything was arranged by the acrobat sister, a frightening woman who used to be an Olympian-class hammer thrower and who loved nothing better than to scare the children of the town. People whispered that in her dark and brooding heart, she resented his sister both her love and her success. Suddenly, out came the escapologist, dressed as usual in his tights and spangly costume. But there was no sign of the acrobat and now glimpsed her shiny white scarf. And there was silence as he solemnly strode into the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the burning woman, hurling through the air, with dynamite in her hair, over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in the straitjacket, has been cancelled.
No!
Yes, the audience gasped so loud that a passing airplane caught on its instrumentation and reported it as an atmospheric phenomenon.
Cancelled because my wife is pregnant.
Oh, Matilda!
Absolute silence. You couldn't have heard a fly bird. Then, suddenly, the audience jumped to its feet and roared in appreciation. The great cue was instantly forgotten, and the applause went on for nearly an hour.
So it's a happy ending after all.
Forgotten by everyone except, that is, the acrobat sister. When all had quieted down, she stepped forward into the ring and produced a contract.
A contract?
A contract you have signed to perform this feat, and perform this feat you shall.
No!
I have paid for the posters, publicity, the catering, the toilet facilities. If I give the crowd their money back, where is my profit? A contract is a contract is a contract. My hands are tied. The burning woman, hurling through the air, with dynamite in her hair, over sharks and spiky objects, caught by the man, locked in the straitjacket, will be performed and performed this day, or off to prison you both shall go.
No, no! Well, what happened next?
I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow.
But I don't know if my nerves can make it until tomorrow.
Miss Phelps, are you crying? Maybe I shouldn't tell you anymore.
No, we must find out how the story ends. And I'm not crying because it's sad, I'm crying because, well, it's just, they wanted a child so very much. It must feel so wonderful for a child to feel so wanted.
Yes, wonderful. Goodbye, Miss Phelps.
Matilda, could I speak to you for a moment, please? I'm afraid I've not been too successful in getting others to recognize your abilities. So starting tomorrow, I shall bring in a selection of very clever books that will challenge your mind. You may sit and read them while I teach the others, and if you've any questions, well, I shall do my best to answer them. How does that sound? Matilda, that's the biggest hug in the world. You're going to hug all the air out of me.
Matilda Wormwood. Matilda Wormwood,
Yes,
where
Miss
is...
Trunchbull?
Aha! So you do admit it, do ya?
Admit once, Trunchbull.
This clot, this foul carbuncle, is none other than a disgusting criminal. A denizen of the underworld. A member of the mafia. Earlier this morning, you snuck into my kitchen like a snake and stole a slice of my chocolate cake from my tea tray.
No, I did not.
Miss Trunchbull, Matilda's been here all morning.
Standing up a little spitball, are you? Well, this crime took place before school started. Therefore, she is guilty.
Okay, look, all right. I stole the cake. And honestly, I was really, definitely, sort of, almost thinking about owning up. Maybe. But the thing was, I was having a lot of trouble with my belly. You see, the Trunchbull's cake was so good, but I'd scoffed it down too quickly. And now, it was beginning to fight back. Oops.
See? I'm not guilty. I didn't do anything.
You are guilty because you are a fiend. You are a crook. You are a thief. I shall crush you. I shall pound you and... I shall consign you to the seventh sickle of hell, child. You shall be... You shall be destroyed.
It was the biggest burp I had ever done. The biggest burp I'd ever heard, the biggest burp I'd ever even heard about. It was like the entire world went silent for that burp to exist. As a huge cloud of chocolatey gas drifted across the class, past Alice, past Lavender, past Matilda, and then my great, big, beautiful chocolatey burp, which now seemed to have a mind of its own, wanted to fall into the face of the trunchbull!
Bruce Bogshorter,
Yes, miss?
you enjoyed my cake, didn't you, Bruce?
Yes, miss. And I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, no. As long as you enjoyed it, that's the main part.
Is it?
Yes, it is, Bruce.
Oh, well, I did. Thank you.
Wonderful. Marvelous. It makes me so happy. Gives me a warm, glowy feel in my lower intestines. Oh, cook. What's the matter, Bruce Bogshorter? You lost your appetite?
Well, yes, I'm full.
Oh, no, you're not full. You're not full until I say you're full. And I say that criminals like you aren't full until you've eaten the entire cake.
But
Oh, no, but you ain't got time for buts. Eat!
I won't eat it all.
Headmistress, he'll be sick.
Well, he should have thought of that before he decided to sign a contract with Satan and steal my cake. Well, eat!
He can't.
Eat!
He surely can't.
Eat!
He might explode.
Eat!
A single slice, or even two, Bruce, might have been nice. But even you, Bruce, have to admit, between you and it, there's not a lot of difference in size.
He can't.
He surely can't. You are the man, Bruce!
He might explode.
He's quite elastic.
He's going to blow in good style.
He's fantastic.
Look, there we go.
I can push.
I think you're the
It was okay. We all get carried away sometimes. Even me. Well done, Bruce Bogtrotter. Good show, good show. Well, are you coming along? Oh, did I not mention? That was only the first part of your punishment. There's another. And the second part is choking.
What? No, Miss Trunchbull, please, you can't.
Did you think that I would allow myself to get defeated by these maggots? What do you think I am? An idiot? A fool? Some buffoon? You?
But he's eating the doll. He did what you asked.
I ate the law! No! Please forgive me for the joking!
That's not right.
I would like to offer an apology for some of the things that have been going on here tonight. They are not nice things and they are not right things, and I would like to state horribly that we do not want any children who might be here tonight to go home and try these things out for themselves. I'm of course talking about reading books. It is normal for children to behave in this fashion. It stunts the brain, wears out the eyes, makes kids ugly, stinky, fatty, sweaty, betty, boring, gaseous, and crucially, it gives them the roots of the mind. Under no circumstances do we condone such activities, and we do so utterly without reservoirs. Can I just ask, how many people here have ever read a book? Hands up. You then, what's your name? Well, James, don't take this the wrong way, but bookworm, sneaky little bookworm, read books like a stupid little bookworm. You read books like a worm. Worms read books. You read books. Worms are stupid. You're a swarm. There. Now James will learn from that. He won't stop him reading, but he'll never put his hand up in the theatre again. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you today the pinnacle of our achievement as a species, the very reason we bothered evolving out of unicorns in the first place. Somewhere on a show I heard that a picture tells 1,000 words. So telling, if you bother to take a look, is the equivalent of like lots of books. All I know I learned from telly, this big beautiful box of facts. If you know a thing already, maybe you can switch a channel over just like that. Endless joy and endless laughter, folks live happily ever after. All you need to make you wise is 23 minutes plus advertisements. Why would we waste energy turning the pages 1, 2, 3? We can sit comfortably on a lovely bunk, watching people singing and talking and doing stuff. All I know I learned from telly. The bigger the tally, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just what a clever fella I am. Take it away, son. You can't learn that from a stupid book. All I learned from telly. What to think and what to buy. Now I was pretty smart already, but now I'm really, really smart. Very, very smart. Endless content, endless channels, endless talk on endless panels. All you need to fill your muffin without having to really think on nothing. Why would we waste energy trying to work out Ulysses when we can sit happily on a lovely backwards, watching slightly famous people talk to really famous people. All I know I learned from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just what a clever fella I am. Who the Dickens is Charles Dickens? Mary Shelley, she sounds smelly. Charlotte Bronte, do not want a. Jane Austen, in the capacity. James Joyce, dozens of noise. Ian McEwan, oh, he likes viewing. William Shakespeare. Moby Dick, easy, Grandma. Everybody! All I know, I learned from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly what a very clever fella I am. Is it just me, or am I amazing?
Hello, I'm Lavender, by the way, Matilda's best friend. This bit can be all about me. Well, not exactly about me, but I play a big part in it. But you don't want to see what happens because I don't want to spoil it for you. So, basically, I volunteered to get a job in the transport. And well, I'm not going to say what happens because I don't want to ruin it. So on the way back, I found a newt. And a newt is like a really ugly lizard that lives in water. So you pick it up and no, I will not say any more. I'm going to put the newt in the Trunchbull's job. It's going to be brilliant.
I will be tall enough to reach the branches that I need to reach to climb the trees. You What? We don't have a revenge section. Why? Is there a child at school who's behaving like a bully?
Oh no, not a child exactly.
Matilda, are you sure something...
Would you like to hear the rest of the story?
Story? Did you say story? Did you say... Matilda, what are we waiting for?
Slowly, very slowly, the acrobat wound her shiny white scarf around her husband's neck. She said, kissing him with the gentlest of kisses.
Smile. We have done this 1,000 times.
Then, suddenly, she hugged him with the biggest hug in the world, so hard that he felt that she would hug all the air out of him. And so, they prepared themselves to perform the most dangerous feat that had ever been performed. The great escapologist had to lean out from the straitjacket, catch his wife with one hand, grab a fire extinguisher with the other, and put out the flames on his specially designed dress before they reached the dynamite and blew his wife's head off.
Sorry, go on.
The trick started well. The moment the specially designed dress was set alight, the acrobat swung into the air. The audience held their breath as she held over the shots and spiky objects. 1 second, 2 seconds. They watched as the flames crept up the dress. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. She began to reach out her arms towards him. 5 seconds, 6 seconds. The huge padlocks pinched open and the chains fell away. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. The escapologist reached out one arm to catch his wife and the child. 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Oh my God, 11 seconds. He grabbed her hand and suddenly the flames are covered in foam before they can both be blown to pieces.
So it's a happy ending after all?
No. Maybe it was the thought of their child. Maybe it was the nerves. But the escapologist used just a touch too much of foam that the hands became slippy and she fell.
Was she okay? Did she survive?
She broke every bone in her body except for the ones at the ends of her little fingers. She did manage to live long enough to have their child, but the effort was too great. Love our little girl, she said. Love our daughter with all your heart. She is all we ever wanted.
Everything, she's everything.
And then she died. And then things got worse.
What? Matilda, things cannot get worse.
I'm afraid they did because, you see, the escapologist was so kind was so kind that he never for 1 second blamed the evil sister for what had happened. In fact, he asked her to move in and help look after the daughter. She was nothing but cruel to this little girl, making her wash and iron and cook and clean, and beating her if she did a thing wrong, but always in secret, so that the escapologist never suspected a thing. And so, this little girl grew up the meanest, cruelest, hopeless woman you could possibly imagine.
Well, it's called the police.
Miss Phelps, it's just a story.
Oh, yes, of course. Matilda, you are so smart. Your parents must have felt like they have won the lottery having a child like you.
Yes, they always say, Matilda, we're so lucky to have you. You're like winning the lottery. Yeah, I better go.
I'm so clever. I'm so very, 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 very clever. I'm so very flaming clever. What a very clever fella I am. Come here, you.
Stop! Stop it! There is only one man I do that with!
Gather round, everyone. I want my family to share of my triumph. Not you, boy.
I'm a girl.
155 old bangers in my hands, all polished up with the mileage on the clock telling the truth, that each one was knackered. How could I possibly make the mileage go back? I couldn't very well drive each one backwards, could I?
Backwards.
When suddenly I had the most genius idea in the whole world. I ran into the workshop, grabbed the drill, and using my incredible mind, attached it to the speedometer of the first car, turned it on, and whacked it into reverse.
Backwards.
Yes, boy, backwards exactly. A drill motor whirls backwards thousands of times a second. and within minutes, I have reduced the mileage on that first old rust bucket to practically nothing. I did it to every car.
That one! Don't talk now, darling. Oh, that's a good boy.
10 minutes later, the Russian show up. Great, big, strong, nasty-faced apes. Expensive suits, dark glasses, don't know who they thought they were.
Russians are nocturnal. I started a program last night.
That was badges. It was a program about badges.
Same thing.
And it went. Now I'll be able to form it over all day long.
But that's not fair. You've cheated them. They trusted you and you've cheated them.
What is the matter with you? What have we done to serve a child like you?
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going to go down that library of yours and tell that old bag you're never to be let in again.
But no, please
And
don't.
if she does, I'll have her fired. And you'll never read another stinking book as long as you live. I'll put into your story, young man. Now get in there and stay in there, you nasty little creep.
At night, the little girl cried herself to sleep alone in her room. She never said a single word about the evil aunt's bullying, as she didn't want to cause a fuss, and so she suffered in silence. This only encouraged the woman to do greater cruelties, until one day, she exploded.
Nasty little creep!
And she beat her and threw her into a dank, dark, dusty cellar, locked the door, and went out. But that night, the escapologist happened to come home early, and when he heard the sound of his daughter's tears, he smashed the door open.
Don't cry, I am here, little girl. Please don't cry, dry your eyes, wipe away your tears, little girl. Forgive me, I didn't mean to desert you. Don't cry, little girl, nothing can hurt you, you've nothing to fear. I'm here. Have I been so wrapped up in my grief for my wife that I've forgotten the one thing that mattered to us most? I love you so much, my daughter. I shall spend the rest of my life making it up to you. We shall be together forever.
Don't cry, Daddy. I'm alright, Daddy. Please don't cry here. Let me wipe away your tears.
Forgive me,
Daddy, forgive me.
I didn't mean to desert
I
you.
didn't want to upset you. Please, Daddy, don't cry.
Cry, little girl.
I'll be alright with
Nothing
you by
can
my
hurt
side.
you,
I've nothing to fear.
I'm here. This demon, this villain, this monster, she has shown cruelty to the most precious reality of our marriage. Bullying children is a game, is it? Then let us see what she thinks when the wrath of a grown man stands before her.
When the little girl fell asleep, the escapologist went, and the little girl never saw her father ever again, because he never came home.
I got those books you spoke about, so if you like, you'd be able to read them while I'm teaching the others.
You, what are you doing with those books, woman?
They're for Matilda.
Oh, no, they're not. There's an age for reading, and there's an age for being a disgusting little toad. These are toads. Aren't you, Bogtrotter?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull.
Yes, Miss Trunchbull. See, only Bogtrotter here is now a good little toad. Sit. It's become clear to me, Miss Honey, that you have no idea what you're doing. You believe in kindness, fluffiness, books and stories. That's not teaching. In order to teach the child, you must first break the child. Silence, maggots!
But no one is speaking, Miss Trunchbull.
Oh, please understand that when I say silent maggots, you are entirely included in that statement. Where's my jug of water?
Oh, I'll get it, Miss Trunchbull.
Stupid girl. Look at you all. Flabby, disgusting, revolting, I say. I think it's high time that we toughened you all up with a bit of phys ed. This school of late has started reeking. Quiet, maggots, when I'm speaking. Reeking with a most disturbing scent. Only the finest nostrils smell it, but I know it oh too well. It is the odor of rebellion. It's the bouquet of dissent. And you may bet your breeches this headmistress finds this foul odoriferousness wholly olfactorily insulting. And so, to stop the stench's spread, I find a session of phys ed sorts the merely rank from the revolting. The smell of rebellion comes out in the sweats, and phys ed will get you sweating. And it won't be long before I smell the pong of aiding and abetting. A bit of phys ed will tell us who has a head full of rebellious thoughts. Hold, just like a rotten egg floats to the top of a bucket of water. The smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, that reek of prepubescent protest, a whiff of defiance, the odor of a coup, that war of anarchy in progress.
That's not right.
Before a weed becomes too big and treaty, you really need to nip it in the bud. Position 2. Before the worm starts to turn, you must scrape off the dirt and rip it from the mud. A whiff of insurgents, a funk of defense, a dunk of monarchy in progress. A whiff of defiance, the odor of a coup, that waft of anarchy in progress. Once we've exorcised these demons, they shall be too pooped for scheming. Some double-time discipline should stop that rot from setting in. All right, let's step it up. Double time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discipline, but children want listening for midgets who are fidgeting, whispering and hissing, the chattering, the chittering, the nattering, the twittering. It's time for the flattering of discipline. We must begin insisting on rigidity and discipline, persistently resisting as for kinesthetic, mischieving this miniature frittering, and pandering and pitching. Well, little ones like these Jasons need discipline. The simpering, the whimpering, the dribbling, and the spittling. The piece I need a tissue, it's an issue we can fix. No mystery to mastering, art of classroom mistressing. Discipline. The smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, that reek of prepubescent plotting. A whiff of insistence, a pong of dissent, a whiff of 4 or 5 rotting. Imagine a world with no children. Close your eyes and just dream. Imagine, come on, try it, the peace and the quiet, a bubbling stream. Now imagine a woods with a cottage, and inside that cottage we find a parrot called Zeke, a carnival freak who can fold paper hats with his mind, and he says, don't let them steal your horses, no! Don't let them throw them away, no. If you find your way through, they'll be waiting for you singing, nay. Aha! And there, just like I said, the stinky maggot rears his head. Even the squittiest, pitiest mess can harbor seeds of stinkiness. Have you ever seen anything more repellent? Have you ever smelled anything worse than the smell of rebellion? That stench of revolt, that reek of insubordination, a whiff of insurgence, a pong of dissent. And I will not stop till you are squashed, till this rebellion be quashed. The glorious, sweaty discipline has washed this sickening scent away.
Look, it's the note. Can you see? It's the note. This is the note. I'm going to put the note in the trunk.
Quiet!
I don't think this is teaching at all. I think it's just cruelty.
That's because you, Miss Honey, are pathetic. You are wet. You are weak. You are, in fact, a shriveling little newt. Newt. Newt.
Disgusting. It's a snake.
Watch out, Miss Trunchbull, it's gonna bite.
I said it's poisonous.
Quiet, children, please.
You!
What? No, not me.
You cockroach, you did this. What's that? What's that? Stop! When we've only just gotten started!
Miss Trunchbull, down! You pull his ears off!
Oh, I have found out, through many years of experimentation, that the ears of young boys don't pop off. They merely stretch. In fact, I feel these ones stretching right now!
Trunchbull, no!
Leave him alone, you big fat bully!
You're not fit to be in this school. You ought to be in prison. In the deepest, dankest, darkest of prisons. I ought to have you strapped to the front of a trolley with a muzzle over your mouth. I shall crush you. I shall pound you. And I shall dissect you. And all of these maggots shall suffer the worst of indignities because of you. Yes, you!
Have you ever wondered, well I have, about how when I say red, for example, there's no way of knowing if red is the same thing in your head as red means in my head when someone says red. How if we are traveling at almost the speed of light, and we're holding the light, that light would still travel away from us at the full speed of light, which seems right in no way. But I'm trying to say, I'm not sure, but I wonder if inside my head I'm not just a bit different from some of my friends. And do that come into my mind unbidden? These stories delivered to me fully written, and everyone shouts like they seem to like shouting. The noise in my head is incredibly loud, and I just wish they'd stop, my dad and my mom, and the telly and stories would stop for just once. And I'm sorry, I'm not quite explaining it right, but this noise becomes anger, and the anger is light, and this burning inside me would usually fade, but it isn't today. And the heat and the shouting, and my heart is pounding, and my eyes are burning, and suddenly everything is quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that still sort of quiet. Like the sound of a page being turned in a book, or a pause in a walk in the woods. silence, but not really silent. Just that nice kind of quiet, like the sound when you lie upside down in your bed. Just the sound of your heart in your head. And though the people around me, their mouths are still moving, the words they are forming cannot reach me anymore. And it is quiet, and I am warm, like I sailed into the eye of the storm. Go on. Tip, tip over. Tip, tip over. Tip!
Miserable excuses for children. All of you. And you. Standing there like the squirts of squirts are at beating heart. But you know what? I am a match for you. There's no distance for which I shall not go. No finger I shall not point. No ear I shall not pull. No punishment I shall not. What is that? What is? It's headed north. There's a newt in my neck. There's a newt in my neck. It's a newt. No.
Well, that was interesting. I think we'd all better go home while we still can.
Yay!
Matilda?
Watch.
Matilda, I think it would be
Watch,
wise.
please. I moved it with my eyes. Am I strange?
How do you fancy a nice cup of tea?
So, what do you think it is? The thing with my eyes?
I can't pretend that I know, Matilda. But I don't believe we should be frightened of it. I think it's something to do with that incredible mind of yours.
You mean there's no room in my head for all my brains, so they have to squish it through my eyes?
Well, not exactly, but yes, something like that. You certainly are a special girl, Matilda. I met your mother. She's unusual. And what about your father? Is he proud to have a daughter as clever as you?
Oh yes, he is very proud. He's very, very, very proud. He's always saying, Matilda, I'm so proud to have a daughter as... That's not true, Miss Honey. That's not what he says at all. He's not proud. He calls me a liar and a cheat and a nasty little creep.
I see.
Are you poor?
Yes, I am very.
Don't they pay teachers very much?
Well, they don't actually. But I'm even poorer than most because of other reasons. You see, I used to live with my aunt. One day, I was out walking and I came across this old shed. I fell completely in love with it. I ran to the farmer and begged him to let me move in. He thought I was mad. Do you agree I've lived here ever since?
But, Miss Honey, you can't live in a shed.
I'm not strong like you, Matilda. You see, my father died when I was very young. Magnus was his name. He was very kind. When he was gone, my aunt became my legal guardian. She was mean and cruel like you can hardly imagine. And then when I got my job as a teacher, she made me sign a contract to pay her back every penny. Every tea bag, every electricity bill, every tin of beans. She even produced a document that said my father had given her his entire house.
But did he really do that? Magnus, I mean. Did he really just give her his house?
I don't know, but I find it hard to believe. Just like I cannot believe that he would have killed himself. Which is what she said happened.
Miss Honey, you think she did him in, don't you?
I cannot say, Matilda. All I know is that years of being bullied by that woman made me pathetic. I was trapped.
And that's why you live here.
This roof keeps me dry when the rain falls. This door helps to keep the cold at bay. On this floor, I can stand on my own 2 feet. On this chair, I can write my lessons. On this pillow, I can dream my nights away. And this table, as you can see, well, it's perfect for tea. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. It isn't much, but it is enough.
But Miss Honey, she has your father's house. She's got everything that's yours.
On these walls I hang wonderful pictures. Through this window I can watch the seasons change. By this lamp I can read. And I am set free. And when it's cold outside, I feel no fear. Even in the winter storms, I am warmed by this small but stubborn fire. And there is nowhere I would rather be. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. For this is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. This is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough.
Don't cry.
And when it's cold and bleak, I feel no
I'll hear the
even in the fiercest storm.
Don't cry.
I am warmed by a small but stubborn fire.
Forgive
Even
me.
when outside it's freezing, I don't pay much heed. I know that everything I need is here. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. It isn't much, but it is enough for me.
Miss Honey, is this your father's scarf?
Well, yes, my mother gave it to him before she died. You see, she was.
An acrobat.
Oh, well, yes, she was. How did you? And my father was an
An
escapologist.
escapologist.
Matilda, how do you know that?
So they're your parents?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
The people in my story.
What story?
I've been telling the story, but it's your life, Miss Honey. I've seen your life.
You've seen my life.
She did him in. Let's go to the police.
What? No, we can't. We have no evidence.
But you could just tell them she did it.
That wouldn't work, Matilda. It'd be my word against hers, and they'd never believe she was capable of murder.
But she was so cruel to you. She screamed at you, she shouted at you. She locked you up in tiny cups and threw you in cellars.
Stop, Matilda, please.
Miss Honey, your aunt's a murderer. She killed Magnus. Who is she?
A contract is a contract is a contract.
Miss Trunchbull!
You see, children, in this world, there are two kinds of human beings. There are the winners and the losers. You see, I am a winner. I play by the rules and I win. If I play by the rules and I don't win, something is wrong. Something's not right. And when something is wrong, you have to make it right, even if it screams. Who are you looking at?
You.
Today we are going to have a very special spelling test. Any child who gets a single answer wrong shall go directly to the choky. You, stand up and spell newt.
Newt. N-E-W-T. Newt.
What?
Miss Honey told us. She is very good at teaching.
Miss Honey is too soft and peachy to be good at anything. Any idiot can see that. You, stand up, face the class, and spell the one thing you all are. Revolting.
Revolting. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G. Revolting.
You're cheating!
Of course she's not cheating. She's simply spelling the word.
But these specks of dust cannot be this clever!
I've taught them us all with kindness and patience and respect.
How dare you bring those words into my classroom! You, stand up and spell, let's see. Amachellosoritosis.
What? But that's not a word. You just made it up.
Spell or go to the choky, and I shall warn you. It has silent letters.
A-L-M-N
Oh dear.
K.
Oh dearie, dear. There was a silent Z. You're going to the choky.
C-I-F.
What?
Dog. D-Y-B. Take. X-A-E-F-Y.
What's the meaning of this?
You can put us all in the choky. Banana. G-A-A-T-B-L. Maggots. G-S-P-A-T-Y-L. Snot nose. U-T-L-L-L-L-O. Nani. P-U-E-W-S-N.
Big fat bully. P-Y-T-X-W.
Revolting! E-X-U-Q-Q-A-S-T 1, 2, 3, 4, 89X! Revolting! E-F-L-A-T! Chocolate!
Listen to you all. You have to put me in the choky, miss. You can't put us all in the choky. You think I haven't thought of that? I've been busy. A whole array of chokies. Enough for every single one of you. And now that our little spelling test is over, I can say that every single one of you have failed. You see, children, in this world there are two types of human
It's
beings.
top. It's moving.
What the devils is this? Who's doing this?
No one. No one's doing anything.
What in Christ's hell is this?
It's moving. It's writing something. It's writing something.
What is...
Agatha.
Unless I tell you stop.
Then please.
No, cannot be, can't be.
Or I will get you.
No, 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 no.
But you won't be.
No, 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 no.
Run!
No,
Run!
no,
Run!
no,
Run!
no.
Run! 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 Never again will she get the best of me. Never again will she take away my freedom. And we won't forget the day we fought for the right to be a little bit naughty. Never again will I choke you, don't snap. Never again will I be bullied. Never again will I doubt it when my mommy says I'm a miracle. Never again, never again will we live behind bars. Never again will we know we are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs, you sing revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. And we'll have the choice of revolting, we're revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs, you sing revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. And we'll have the choice of revolting, we're revolting. We'll become a screaming horn. Take out your cookie stick and use it as a gun. Forget the lady and run. We'll find out where the spark is going. And our reflections on the board. It's on. We're revolting. You can ask me how that was wrong is right. And go on and on. We're revolting. We gotta stay inside the line. If we disobey at the same time, you're not gonna be trustful candy. We take the hammer and stick you. We make you rush us too far. There's no going back now. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N. Revolting time. L-S-I-N-G. Sorry, S-I-N-G. Rising. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G. It is too early for you. We are revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs. You sing revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done. It is too early for you. We are R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N. S-I-N-G. U-S-I-N-G. We'll be R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G. It is too early for you. We are revolting.
A few days later, the escapologist and acrobat's doctor received a letter from the solicitor. It stated that her parents' will had mysteriously turned up, and she was now the owner of a big, beautiful house, which had previously been owned by the evil one, Agatha Trunchbull. She moved in immediately and was happy, happier than she had ever been in her entire life.
As for Miss Trunchbull, she was never seen again. The Chokies were immediately destroyed and a new headmistress took over.
And her name was Miss Honey. It is often said it's the best school in all the land.
As for Matilda, she was never able again to move things with her eyes. I thought it was because she was finally being challenged. She said it was because she thought she no longer had a need for her superpowers. But sometimes I would look at this little girl who had done so much to help others, but who was stuck with parents who were mean and cruel and called her names, and I would feel my blood just boil, and I would wish I could just do something.
And so, this is the end. And I wish I could tell you that this story has a happy ending. And I wish I could tell you that Matilda got the love she deserved. But the truth is that not all stories have a happy ending.
Oh. Mrs. Wormwood, I would love to take care of Matilda, if she would like it, that is. I would look after with love and care and respect, and I'd pay for everything. Would you like that, Matilda?
You mean leave our daughter here with you?
Did you call me?
They'll be here any minute!
Did you call me your daughter?
They're here, you idiot!
Quick, hide in the books.
Oh, what did they damage my legs, my beautiful legs?
You are the Wormwood's daughter?
Yes.
Where is your father?
I don't know.
The Wormwood is a stupid man. And being stupid, he assumed that I was stupid too. And that was a very rude and stupid thing to do.
Yes. But I'm afraid my father is quite rude and very, very stupid.
You know this? At least there is one clever one in the family. You seem smart. What is your name?
Matilda.
I like you, Matilda. Unfortunately, in my line of work, I don't often get to meet smart people like you. Most of the people I deal with, their thinking is all backwards.
Backwards!
Dochodź szkoły! Da! Si, cacauca!
Spasiba. Ważna konica. Wzywamy.
Tu Paweł Ruski?
Ważna konica. I jego. I dalsze. Samasa.
Matilda, who taught you to speak Russian?
Well, I was reading the story of Eski, and I decided to read it in the language that it was written in.
I'm Sergei. Matilda, your father has been very stupid and rude to both of us, no? I could very easily have one of my friends teach him some manners. And one day, when he leave hospital, he will still be stupid. But not quite so rude, I think. I give this as a gift to you.
Well, Mr. Sergei, this is a very tempting offer, but he is my father, and I am his daughter. I think we've had enough of revenge.
This little girl, this miracle, Matilda.
Да!
No! Что ты делаешь?
Я кому вы сказали да?
И это если что он сказал да?
Матильда! Я сказал Матильда!
It's Nietzsche, господин.
Matilda, your father is a very, very stupid man. But he's also very, very, very lucky to have you as his daughter. However, if I happen to be in business around here again, and I see him, he will not be so lucky.
Alright, quick, let's get fully change their minds!
But what about the girl? Do you want to stay here with Miss Honey?
Yes.
And do you want to look after her?
I do.
Well, we are a bit short of rooms, so yes.
And Matilda leapt into Miss Honey's arms,
And hugged her.
and Miss Honey hugged her back.
And they hardly noticed as the Wormwoods,
And Rudolfo!
and Rudolfo sped away into the distance.
Because they had found each other.
Yes, they